Okay, in this video, the Herminator pretty much pulls the coup de grace. Okay, you have to solve for the variable in this equation. You're like, well, that's impossible. No, actually, it's not. With the help of Math Papa and the GCF calculator, it should go okay. Because now you're going to have parentheses, unlike the last assignment. So first off, when you have three ratios and you have to solve the equation for x, you can't use A, B, C, D, okay? You space it and just make three. You want three new fractions where the denominators match. You're going to get your LCD. Okay, we need a parentheses with the plus. Everything else just drops. Now that is, I underlined that, but that's empty. So I drop the 2, drop the -4, drop the 2. Empty for now. Okay, none of these plus minus expressions, I mean, on a test you'd take them to scratch paper just to be sure, but on this assignment I don't believe any of them factor. They're GCS 1 and they're not adopts, okay? So that means we'll just keep what's there. And then x. Okay, LCD, what do we got in the denominator? Nothing there. I have a parentheses factor of x plus 2. And then I have just an outer x. So parentheses of x plus 2, I have none here. I have 1 here. I have none here. So I need to make sure this and this get 1. So parentheses x plus 2 times parentheses x plus 2. That already has 1. Okay, and then we're good. Now, outer x, remember, if it's in parentheses, it doesn't count. So there are no outer x's here. There are none here, but there is one here. So these first two need one. So I put x and put times x wherever. And the second one needs it as well. Okay, once again, with an equation, I can just forget the bottoms even exist. And I put equals, and now here's how I calculate. We got to punch this in first. This side goes in first into Math Papa. So we got 2 shift A. Otherwise, I'm going to have to do a bunch of crap. I'd have to take 2 times x, 2x, and then 2x squared plus 4x, and then plus -4x. Heck with that, okay? I just want you to get the concept in this class. Mr. Larson goes into a lot more detail than I do on this, okay? So shift, which is a good thing. So plus, and then -4 times, so shift, and then x. Now just hit equals. Don't keep punching in when you cross the equals. And no, I don't want you punching equals. You do that, you're failing the standard, okay? You have to do some of the work on your own. You just got 2x squared, okay? On the other side, you can use Math Pop. I would probably just go 2 times 2. 1x is 2x, and 2 times 2 is 4. Now, I'm where I want to be. Now, put what your variables are. You have x. Some of these have 2. Some of them have 1 answer. This has x second, and unfortunately, there's an x. So everything's got to come to one side. Everything needs to join the x to the second. So minus 2x, and I just put it behind the x squared. Then -4, and that just goes behind the 2x. So now I have 2x squared minus 2x minus 4 equals 0. Now the reason we did that is so we can factor, because with these two, that's the only really way we have to solve these. You don't do the work from here down, you're not passing, okay? Negative in front, nope. X on everything, nope. 2, 2, and 4 is 2. You can use GCF calculator all day. So it's 1x second minus 1x minus 2. Okay, so I take 1 times -2, that's going to be -2. Difference of 1, which is negative, 1 and 2. 1 being negative makes 2 negative, and difference and the negative mean the opposite signs. Should be getting good at that by now. That should be automatic. A is just a 1 with x squared, so it's just x times x plus 1 minus 2. Now, there was a GCF, but it didn't have X with it, so that means it's not important when I solve it. Okay, I don't need to use it. Okay, the only F labels come from here. Don't put an F label on it if it doesn't have X. So I get -1 and +2. Okay, next problem. Okay, I really don't like how this is written. Sorry. When I write the fraction plus fraction equals fraction, okay. Now parenthesize where plus and minus is going. None of it's going to factor. They don't have GCS. I didn't want to do that on this assignment. Okay. Okay, first off, we're going to put this fraction here. So we're going to drop the 2. These are in parentheses, but they don't factor. Okay, they're prime expressions. Okay, then 5. And again, those are prime expressions. So LCD. Okay. You have nothing here. You have a parentheses factor of x minus 2 here. You have a parentheses factor of x plus 3 here. So x minus 2, I have 0, 1, 1. Okay, we need to get them so they have 1. So we need to put an x minus 2. And then we also got to put it on top. X plus 3, I have none, none, and 1. So everything needs 1. So those first 2 need x plus 3s. Okay, then that allows me to cancel my bottom. Okay. And equals, well, I know there's just a 5 here. Okay, now we punch the other side in. Okay, so 2 parentheses x minus 2 parentheses x plus 3 plus parentheses x minus 3 and then parentheses x plus 3. Okay, so I got 3x second plus 2x minus 21. Once again, now what do you have for your variables? You have x second, but you also got regular x. Okay, so we need to move everything to one side so we can factor. And the 5 goes nicely with -21. So I have 3x second plus 2x. -21 minus 5 is -26. Okay, so it's a trinomial. Remember, we know at this point we're looking for 2 answers. So GCF, negative in front, nope. X and everything, nope. 3, 2, and 26 is just 1. Okay, then I A, B, C. 3 times -26 is -78. Now, -78, difference of 2. Well, the problem with that is this fails. That they don't exist. So you go to your quadratic formula. So the opposite of B, -2, plus or minus. Remember, if you get in trouble with your T-chart and you have to get the 2 answers, you always have an out with the quadratic formula. So B is 2, and then 4, A is 3, and C is -26. Then on bottom you have 2 times 3, which is 6. So let's figure out the square root. Second, x squared, double it. Not second caret, this is a square root. 2 to the second minus parentheses 4, 3, -26. Okay, I got 17.78, and then I just proceed. I take -2 and add 17.78 equals, then divide by 6, 2.63. And then negative 2 minus 17.78 equals, divide by 6, and that's negative 3.3. Okay, next one. Again, three ratios means A, B, C, D doesn't work. You have to do this. I know it's not very fun, but okay, where pluses and minuses go, we need to parenthesize. No, they can't be factored, not on this assignment. So 6 is dropped. Again, I'm not even going to scratch paper here because these parenthesized expressions, there are two terms, the GCF's 1, and they're not dots. Okay, so I've got the parentheses factor of x minus 3 here, not here, and here. So we need 1. This is going to be a pretty darn easy one to solve. We can cancel. You have a 2 here. You can math pop of that, but I'm telling you it's going to be negative 4x, and then you're going to have positive 12 plus 6, which is 18. Okay. So we go 6 plus negative 4, parentheses, x minus 3. Yep, just like as I suspected. So we have just regular x only. That's one answer. Don't factor it. You got your x here, get rid of that, and then divide by negative 4. So the solution ends up being 4. Okay, next up. Again, you need to really get the parentheses or you're kind of in trouble. Okay, we can drop 3, 2, 4. All these parentheses are not dots, okay? Some of them are minuses, but you don't have any x to the second, so there's going to be no GCF. So LCD. So I have outer 2. I have the parentheses factor of x minus 1, and I have another parentheses factor of x minus 1. So outer 2, I got 1, 0, 0. So we need to bring 2's into these second and third. So, and you can put the 2 anywhere, it doesn't matter where. The bottom just ends up getting canceled out anyway, if you do it right. X minus 1's, I got 0, 1, 1. So logical conclusion, to make them all at 1, we need to put in x minus 1 there. This is going to be another quickie, okay? You can math pop that if you want. It's going to be 3x minus 3, and then minus 3 add 8's 5, okay? So it's going to be 3x plus 5. And over here, you're just taking 2x times 1, 2 times x and 2 times 1, 2x plus 2. Use the calculator if you want, okay? Okay, this again, we have just regular x only, so that's one answer. Easy algebra. Don't factor. Do not factor, okay? Pick an x, get rid of it. So 1x plus 5 equals 2. Minus 5, 1x equals negative 3. You have to factor when it's x to the second and x. So negative 3. Okay. Okay, you can drop everything because nothing not even that. It should be kind of obvious by now when it factors, when it doesn't. Okay, now the LCD here is a little confusing. Now remember, we need to separate the 2 from the x because I don't want to do something stupid like write outer 2x. It's outer x. Parenthesis, okay, we're good. So we have outer 2, outer x, the parentheses factor of x plus 7, and then outer x. So outer 2, I got 1, 0, 0. Okay, so we need to get everything at 1. So I times 2 times 2. and right here 2. No pun intended. Outer x, I got 1. If it's in parentheses, it doesn't count. That's 0. That has 1. Okay, we need to obviously raise that to one of them. So I put x and then times x. Now the parentheses x plus 7, I have 0, 1, and 0. So we need to raise these two. Parentheses x plus 1, x plus 7, my bad. I'm getting really sloppy with my writing. I hate writing with these Sharpies. Over here, x plus 7, x plus 7. Okay, you know what that means. The denominators can be canceled. Let's see what they say here. So I got 1. You can put parentheses x, then open the parentheses x plus 7, close it. Then you got to hit plus. And then you're going to do a straight multiplication of 3, shift 8, 2, shift 8x. Hit equals, and this side is 7x plus 7. Okay, then I'm going to take here, this could be done in your head, negative 2 times x would be negative 2x, and then negative 2 times 7 is negative 14, but I'll do it anyway. Shift 2, parentheses x plus 7. God, hopefully better than that. There you go, negative 2x minus 14. Once again, we have regular x only. So pick one of the x's to get rid of. We'll do negative 2. So add 2x. That makes 9x plus 7 equals negative 14. Again, there's only one answer. So 9x equals negative 21. There's a bunch of ways you can write this answer. You can write negative 2.3 repeating. You can write negative 21 over 9. You can write negative 7/3. You could write negative 2 1/3. I don't care. Okay. Okay, and then my last problem here today. You're going to drop all this down because these don't factor. Okay. They're prime. You wouldn't be able to do anything with them. 2. Okay, LCD. So I have the parentheses factor x minus 2, nothing, parentheses factor of x plus 2. So I have 1, 0, and 0. So we need to raise them all to 1. We also got x plus 2, 0, 0, 1. Okay, so basically now the bottom is eliminated. Okay, let's figure out what the left side comes out. The left's the long side. 1 parentheses times x plus 2, close the quantity, then add 2 quantity, parentheses. When I say quantity, that means parentheses. Quantity x plus 2. Okay, 2x squared plus 1x minus 6. This isn't looking good. And the other side, it'd be 3x to the second, because it'd be 3 minus 6x. Well, that's not good. I've got x second and regular x. Okay, I can deal with just an x second, but when I get x second and regular x, that's when the crappiness starts. Okay, get everything to one side. Now, you got an x squared here and x squared here, but unfortunately they have different coefficients. So we get rid of the smaller one. We're going to clear that whole side. 1x is subtracted from the negative 6x and then plus 6. We just add that behind. So we're going to have 1x to the second minus 7x plus 6 equals 0. Okay, then we have to factor GCF and T. So GCF negative in front, no way. X on everything, nope. 1's GCF. This is not going to fail. 1 times positive 6, positive 6. So sum of 7, and 7's negative. 1 and 6 is 7. 7 being negative as it is means that 6 is negative and it's a sum, so they have to be matching signs. So A is 1. So x minus 1 is 0, x minus 6 is 0. So 1 is my first, 6 is my second. 1 and 6.